My name is Jake, and I'm 17 years old. I live with my mom, Sarah, in a quiet suburban neighborhood. Our house is a cozy, double-story place with a small yard. It's the kind of neighborhood where everyone knows each other, and nothing bad ever seems to happen. My mom works hard, and she's often tired by the end of the day. She usually falls asleep on the couch while watching TV in the evenings. I have a habit of sneaking out at night to hang out with my friends. After I walk our dog, I always leave a ladder propped against the side of the house. It's my way of getting back in without waking my mom. She thinks I'm responsible and safely in bed every night, completely unaware of my little adventures. That night started like any other. I walked the dog and left the ladder by the side of the house. Mom was already dozing on the couch, the TV playing softly in the background. Everything felt normal, but I had no idea that this seemingly peaceful evening was about to turn into a nightmare. I was lying in bed, texting my friends and making plans for the weekend. My mom had fallen asleep on the couch again, just like she did every night. I was just about to doze off when I heard it, a strange noise coming from downstairs. At first I thought it might be the dog, but the sounds were too deliberate, too out of place. I sat up, straining to listen. There it was again, a shuffling sound followed by a creak. Maybe it was just the TV, I told myself, trying to calm down. But then I heard a loud thud, followed by my mom's sudden scream. I felt a flash of terror run through me. Without thinking, I grabbed my phone and climbed out of my bedroom window, quietly descending the ladder. My hands were shaking, and my mind was racing with fear and confusion. What was happening? Who was in the house and what did they want? I reached the ground and crept around to the kitchen window, my breath coming in short, sharp bursts. Peeking through the window, I saw a man attacking my mom. She was struggling, trying to fend him off, but he was too strong. The sight of her being hurt, her face twisted in fear and pain, made me feel completely powerless. I knew I had to do something, and quick. I fumbled with my phone, finally managing to dial 911. My voice was a whisper, barely audible, as I described what was happening. "Please hurry," I begged the operator, my eyes never leaving the horrific scene inside. I knew I couldn't wait for the police to arrive. I had to get help sooner. I climbed over the fence into our neighbor's yard, desperate for help. Mr. Thompson, my soccer coach, lived next door. I banged on his back door. Thankfully, he was still up, and quickly explained the situation. Together, we ran back to my house, ready to do whatever it took to save my mom. Mr. Thompson and I crouched low as we approached the house. My heart was pounding so hard I thought it might burst out of my chest. I pointed to the living room window, and without a word, Mr. Thompson picked up a rock from the garden. He hurled it through the window with all his might, shattering the glass into 1,000 pieces. The sound was deafening in the still night, like a gunshot echoing through the neighborhood. Inside, the intruder froze, startled by the sudden crash. He stopped attacking my mom and looked around wildly, trying to figure out what was happening. My mom, her face bloodied and bruised, took the chance to scramble away, backing into a corner with a look of sheer terror in her eyes. Mr. Thompson and I stayed hidden, not daring to move. We could hear the faint sound of sirens in the distance, growing louder with each passing second. The intruder's confusion turned to panic as he realized the police were on their way. He looked around one last time before bolting for the back door. As he fled, I wanted to chase after him, to make sure he paid for what he did to my mom. But Mr. Thompson held me back, shaking his head. "Let the police handle it," he whispered. I nodded, my body trembling with a mix of fear and adrenaline. The police arrived just as the intruder disappeared into the night. They stormed the house, guns drawn, ready for anything. I ran to my mom, hugging her tightly, feeling her tears mix with mine. She was hurt, but alive, and that was all that mattered in that moment. The officers quickly secured the area, checking every room to make sure it was safe. They took statements from both of us, their faces serious and determined. I could tell they were doing everything they could to catch the man who had invaded our home. In the days that followed, the reality of what had happened began to sink in. We installed an alarm system, adding extra locks to the doors and windows. My mom started going to counseling to help cope with the trauma. I confessed to her about my sneaking out, promising never to do it again. Surprisingly, the whole ordeal brought us closer together. We spent more time talking, really talking, about everything that had happened and how we felt. My mom forgave me for sneaking out, grateful that my bad habit had ended up saving her life. We found a new bond in the wake of the terror, a strength that came from knowing we had survived together. The memory of that night still haunts us, but we're moving forward, one day at a time. Our home, once a place of safety and peace, had been violated, but we were determined to reclaim it. We leaned on each other, drawing comfort and strength from the love we shared, ready to face whatever the future might bring.